Bugs.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? This Monday, yay, start of the week. Thanks for tuning in. Well, Chantal has a cooking video for us, as well as a live that she did today, which was, let's just say, imitation is the best form of flattery. I'll just say that. She imitated quite a few people in the live stream. Some of it was kind of funny. I mean, I don't know. I don't think the way that she did it, I don't think it was in any type of mean spirit the way that she did it. She was just, imitating people. It was all right. But I'm not going to cover that. I have some screenshots of that towards the end of this video, but that's just Chantal. Anyways, let's get into this video.
Hello. What are you looking at? Oh, big yawn. Ew, fish. Alright, so first step in making the fasolia is I need to roast some tomatoes because I need to make a tomato sauce and I don't have any canned, so I'm going to use one of the ugly tomatoes. Sorry, ugly tomato, no offense. And I'm just going to pour a generous helping of olive oil all over them. Of course, I'm going to rub it in before they go in the oven. And I'm going to add a lot of black pepper, apparently. A lot of black pepper. And they're going to go in the oven until they're cooked. And now we're going to marinate the beef for about an hour with a bit of lemon juice. That will tenderize the meat. We're going to put it in the fridge for an hour and let it sit. And I'm also going to add some seasoning. So I'm going to add some cumin.
I don't know. Typically, I would not marinate my stew meat that way. I don't know. The lemon would tend to cook the beef and maybe make it a little bit more tough to eat. I don't know. That's just me.
A little bit of nutmeg and just some salt and pepper, and then I'm going to mix that all around and just cover it. And like I said, just let it marinate in the fridge.
Leave the seed in there.
The lemon will tenderize the meat at least a little bit, hopefully, anyways. And then after the hour, we're going to cook the beef in a little bit of oil until the all sides are browned, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes each side.
And another thing too, I typically don't use any oil because beef as it is, I don't know why I said beef as it is already has enough natural fat to it, especially depending on the type of cut that you get. Yeah, I wouldn't have added the extra calories, but that's Chantal.
We're going to flip the pieces individually, one by one, and that will add more flavor to the beef as well. And the view from my living room window while I'm cooking is just so gorgeous. That's the sea there that you're seeing.
Get out of here. First of all, you cannot see the ocean from your 5x5 kitchen, so stop playing like you live in the lap of luxury because we know that you don't.
Oh. And water. Then we're going to add about 5 cups of
Wait a minute.
Water.
That's not how this is done.
The idea here is to let the beef simmer. So we're going to add...
no. Well, what I would have done, this is just me, I would have seared the beef tremendously. And then all those brown bits that are usually stuck to the bottom of the pan, maybe a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon or something like that. Some type of wine to break up the bottom. I know she can't get wine, but I mean, she could have used some type of fruit juice possibly to, break up the meaty bits from the bottom of the pan, and then add the beef back in, and then whatever vegetables, and then add the water. I don't know. That's the way I would have done it. But this is Chantal. Master Chef.
Beef bouillon cubes. This is optional, but I like the flavor of it. It enhances the meat flavor. So we're just going to cover that now. And we're going to let that simmer on like medium-low, mostly low.
What she's going to do is end up boiling that meat to death, and it's going to have absolutely zero taste to it. That's what she's doing.
For a good half an hour. And yeah, the tomatoes should be done. So here they are. And I know they don't look like much. They look a hot mess. And but the peel will come off of here, and the flavor will be really nice because of the olive oil. So I'm just going to crush these up with some clean hands. Hands work best.
The flavor is not going to increase because of the olive oil. It's because you've cooked or baked the tomatoes, which will enhance the flavor of the tomatoes on its own. I mean, you wouldn't even really necessarily have to put olive oil in there. Yeah, no, whatever.
Yeah, and in my opinion. And here are the cut and washed green
Fresh.
beans. Now these are fresh. You can use frozen, but I'm using fresh for this recipe. So, and we're going to cook down some onions, medium onion and 2 cloves of crushed garlic in a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of butter. And we're going to cook this down until they get, well, basically nice and brown, like
Brown.
cooked, pretty much fully cooked, and translucent and whatnot.
Brown and translucent are 2 different ways of cooking an onion or garlic. And by the way, if you cook your onion or garlic a little bit too much, they will become bitter. So I don't know if you know that, Chantal.
So you might want to cook the onions first and then the garlic, but
she didn't even cook
whatever.
it.
And then you're going to add the beans, and you're going to cover them and stir them every few minutes for about 15 minutes total. So give them a stir every 2 to 3 minutes and cover it again, and just let them cook with the onions and garlic until they're mostly tender. Yeah, I'd say.
Did she blanch those at all? Or did she just throw them right in the pot like that? Okay. I don't know. It's weird.
15 minutes. They don't have to be fully cooked because they'll cook more with the beef. So, and here is the crushed tomatoes. I know I made quite a mess, but whatever. And we have some reserved beef broth liquid. Tongue twister there on the counter. And here is the final result. So I added the tomato paste, and some more of the broth and the beans to the beef.
First of all,
I covered it.
What tomato paste in that little box thing? I guess that was tomato paste. I mean, this looks like the recipe, the Fasolia. It looks exactly like it, but it probably doesn't taste like it because she omitted a lot of the important ingredients to it. So yeah, I don't believe it would taste the same.
I let it simmer on medium low, and that was for about, I would say, a good hour. And yeah, I'd say about a good hour and 15 minutes or so until the beef, you just want to test the beef, make sure that it's very tender. And so it was, yes. And here is my Egyptian style rice. So I'm going to plate this up and you're going to eat. Let's go.
How is this Egyptian style rice? Did you add any type of ingredients to this? The only thing that I see is the, I don't know why I can't think of the name of these noodles. The little, not ramen noodles. Lord help me. My brain just cannot think today. I can't remember the name, but that's all you added, Chantal. I don't see anything. No spice, no nothing. No saffron, nothing.
Hello, guys. Hello. Welcome back to another video. Today I have...
the hot sauce, of course.
I made the Fasolia, finally. Yes, the green beans were still good. And the beef, yes. I got some pickles. And my rice. I make the best rice, I swear. Practice makes perfect.
Oh, that's true. I agree with her on that. I agree with her on that. When I first started cooking, that was like one of the hardest things for me to like cook, to get correct, because sometimes it comes out sticky, sometimes it comes out mushy, blah blah blah. But practice does make perfect on rice, 100%.
Pickle, bismillah, baby bite.
Love you, babe.
Oh, she made him do that. Come on. When I go on camera, Salah, you better say I love you on camera so they can hear you say it.
That scared me, but...
Please.
Then I went, aw. Thanks, Brent. We gotta have hot sauce.
So obviously her food tastes like crap because she covers it in hot sauce. So destroying whatever flavor the meal had, she's covering it up with that hot sauce.
Okay. So I think the neighbors had a baby because I hear crying a lot.
So?
And it's like a newborn cry. It's not like it's like more like a I want milk cry, and not more of a I want the newest creepy doll on the market cry.
Creepy doll.
Let's try this. Oh, beauty bite.
So what, are you going to harass the neighbors now that they have a baby and the baby's going to annoy you because everybody knows that you hate children? So now are you going to start complaining about the neighbors just like you did with the, what was it, in Salah's old ghetto apartment, the hallway children? You complained about them as well?
I made this.
Oh no, like Amberlynn. I did that. I did that.
Yum. I didn't even use half the spices
Yeah,
that
so
most recipes call for because I don't have allspice and I don't have cinnamon anymore. I don't have those anymore. So
that doesn't make sense to me that you would be like in a Middle Eastern country and your kitchen or cabinet is not filled with exotic spices from all over the world. I don't, if I were there, my cabinet would be filled. You should see my spice cabinet now. I have so many spices in my kitchen. I have 4 cabinets. That's how many spices I have. Yeah. Why wouldn't you have those? And not only that, I wouldn't even call this recipe Fasolia because you don't have those spices in it because it wouldn't taste the same. It's basically a beef stew is what you cooked without any of the fabulous taste.
wow, the beef is really tender.
Even when and by the way, even when I make my beef stew, when I make it, I haven't made it in a while, but I do add allspice to it. It's like a specific taste that you want for that.
The fresh tomatoes and the garlic. Fresh garlic and onion just adds so much flavor to any dish, I swear.
Yeah, but you cover it up with hot sauce, so how can you tell?
The beans are soft.
Yeah, because you cook them to death.
I made the rice with ghee. Real butter ghee. Oh, it's so good.
Oh no. Now she found the ghee.
But yeah, no.
She's been there for 3 years and now all of a sudden she's cooking with the ghee. Come on. Get out of here,
There's a
Chantal.
lot of crying going on. It's very faint when they're in their apartment. The walls are not thin. But when they're in the hall, I can hear it. So we're even for the crazy frog now. Keyboard at 3 a.m.
Wait a minute. They were complaining? Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Were the neighbors complaining about you guys being up at 3 a.m. Blasting the Casio keyboard, Chantal? That's what that sounded like right there. Interesting.
Actually,
More hot sauce? Must taste like crap.
speaking of creepy dolls, kids' toys just freak me out, especially the talking or moving ones. Even though I used to have
Did
one
she
growing
just
up, I had a
fart?
cricket doll.
I swear that just sounded like she passed gas. I don't know. I could be wrong. What is this? The cricket doll? I don't remember this doll. Why would a girl on welfare have a doll like that? That would seem out of budget, wouldn't it? I don't know.
And a Teddy Ruxpin. Ruxpin?
Teddy Ruxpin, really? For someone on welfare, you had a Teddy
On the islands, I
Ruxpin?
think.
I remember those as a child. Those were around. The cricket, not so much. I don't remember. Kind of looks familiar. But the Teddy Ruxpin, I definitely do remember. That was an expensive toy. And the only reason why I remember this is because my uncle was dating a woman at the time. And she had a young daughter. And the daughter wanted a Teddy Ruxpin. And he's like, I'm not going to buy that bullshit for that kid. Because it was expensive. But yeah, if you were on welfare, Chantal, why the expensive toys? That's, kids on welfare don't get those type of gifts.
Used to move, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. Or maybe that was a Furby. I don't know.
Let me think. I'm thinking back. Let me think back to my childhood because I always like to talk about myself here. I just like, as I try to relate to Chantal. That's why I do it a lot of the times. When I was a kid, because let's see, because like I said, my family immigrated here from Portugal. We didn't have a lot of money. My mother worked in sweatshops. So did my grandmother. She was on welfare. And I don't remember having a lot of toys as a kid. Because we weren't into that. Like, that's how I wasn't raised like that. We didn't go to fast food, none of that type of stuff. Popular toys, we didn't get any of that. Like I said, I used to get made fun of when I was a kid because my grandmother used to make some of my clothing and I used to get made fun of. I look at it different now, but back then, when you're a kid, you wish, why can't I be like the other kids? But now I would appreciate having those clothes now if I had them, but I don't. But when my mother met my stepfather and he was an engineer, and that's how she got like involved in the aerospace industry and all of that, and then we moved to a richer neighborhood. um my most expensive toy that I got then was probably the Atari game system, like when it first came out. And that's how I really like started to play the video games, like back then. But that was probably the most expensive gift that I've ever received as a kid, probably. Yeah, it is. Most expensive gift when we moved on up.
Well, the cricket doll didn't kill me, so. The cricket doll had a tape deck in her bag. Remember when tapes were a thing? You probably don't.
Tapes.
You're so old.
Who remembers 8 tracks? I still have some. I still have some of my mother's 8-track tapes, as well as her vinyl albums. You know what? One day I'm gonna lay out some of the ones that I have. I have a lot of them. Man, she had everything from Elvis, Led Zeppelin, Bob Dylan, the Beach Boys. I mean, the list goes on and on. To all the albums that she had. That's another reason why I love music so much. I was raised around a lot of different types of music. But anyways, I digress.
Man, time flies. What do? You don't like Fasolia. You don't like beans. You don't like beef. You like chicken. I'm making a roast chicken tomorrow, inshallah.
And then now that I'm like thinking about the music thing, sorry, here I go again. My uncle, he used to listen to music quite a bit, and he like gave me my love for like Chuck Berry and like the doo-wop sound of music, like that sort of thing. BB King especially, he used to listen to a lot of BB King. But yeah, I love all types. Music is my life.
It's such a good flavor. I love it. Such a comfort food.
Oh, here we go, comfort food.
Now, what made
Get
me
out.
want to make this was Salah asked me if I knew how to make it, because it was one of his favorite childhood meals. And I said, no, but that sounds delicious, and I'm sure as heck gonna try.
So at 3 years in, you finally gave it to him?
Here we are.
So it took you 3 years to make this man a meal from his childhood. I don't know, but when I first got with my husband years and years and years ago, I made it a thing for me to learn how to cook soul food, and I learned to cook some of the favorite meals that he had from his childhood. It took you 3 years, Chantal. Way to go.
Finally making it for him.
Jeez. 3 years. Are you going to learn how to make hummus? Is that going to take you another 3 years to learn how to make that as well?
I'll let you guys know how we liked it. Very nice tomato sauce. The recipe called for tomato paste. Hi, baby. And also, tomatoes.
Yes.
Like crushed tomatoes. So I thought, I don't have a can of that, but I do have tomatoes.
Okay, there's a reason why specific recipes will say tomato paste and then fresh tomatoes or whatever. Because with recipes like this, because it's such a complicated, I guess, palate profile, I guess you could say, or taste profile, that you want to layer the flavors as you're cooking. So that's probably why it called for different types of tomato ingredients, Chantal. It's a layering effect when you cook meals, especially this meal. But you don't know about that. so that when you eat it, so like right now, as she's eating it, because she didn't add the correct ingredients and she didn't cook it the proper way. So what she's getting is, oh, this is some good tomato sauce, like she said, or whatever she said. That's the taste that she's getting. She's not getting the other complex flavors of the cardamom, the allspice, like all of that that goes into it. So yeah, learn something, Chantal. Especially if you want to be a trad
Are
wife.
you a lemur? What do you do? What do you do? She's so playful. I love it.
Chantal, I have a request. Can you please do this? And somebody else had mentioned this as well. I read it during a live stream. I believe it was from maybe 2 or 3 days ago. The way that you wear your hijab and the way that you stuff it into your face is kind of disrespectful in a way. So can you please learn how to properly wear your hijab and stop trying to hide your 45 gobble gobble gullet pelican thing, whatever, gobble gobble turkey neck, I don't even know what you want to call it. Whatever's going on under there. Please learn how to wear the hijab properly. Thank you. Stuffing her face in there. That's what it looks like.
This is a really good meal. Back in her box.
I've never seen anybody wear a hijab like that, ever. Ever. And like I said, near where I live, probably, I'm not going to say near, a little bit, like maybe in the town over, there's a mosque. And then when you go shopping in that area, you tend to see, women fully dressed, face covered, or women with just like beautiful hijabs and stuff on. And I've never seen any of them stuff their hijab into their chins like Chantal does. Usually it's beautiful, it's flowing, it looks lovely. Not like this. Just do better, Chantal.
Now, you can follow any recipe you want. I'll put my recipe that I did
with your two painted nails.
You can use frozen green beans.
No.
I'd imagine you just add them. I don't know.
I wouldn't.
When you would add them. I don't know. Frozen green beans cooked?
I believe they're blanched, if I'm not mistaken. But I wouldn't recommend frozen green beans for this. I mean, if that's all you have, go ahead. I'm not really a fan of frozen vegetables. I know a lot of people are. I'm not. I think the only frozen vegetables that I tend to use is the bag of peas and carrots. When I make like spam fried rice or something like that, I'll have that. But typically I don't like it. My son, the one that's the athlete, he likes the frozen vegetables because it's quick when he does meal prep and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I like fresh vegetables.
They're very soft.
That's what she said.
Man.
Can't believe she ate all of that.
Sorry, but I was really hungry.
Every time I've been cooking. Cooking made you hungry? And get out of here.
Cleaning at the same time.
All the hard work.
As I'm going, because I thought, I'm going to really challenge myself to clean up.
Challenge yourself.
As I'm cooking.
The fact that she says she has to challenge herself to clean is amazing.
I finished using a pot, clean it right away.
Oh, yeah.
I see so many memes of this, but you ever finish doing 1,000,000 dishes and then you forget about the final boss on the stove?
No. No, you know what?
I hate scrubbing pots.
Of course you do. You hate doing anything that includes labor. My pet peeve. Here we go. When I'm done cleaning the kitchen, and this happens every single time, somebody will come in and want to cook something right after. Then I go in and clean it again. Then somebody else comes in and does the same thing. Or I'll wash dishes, and then everybody has a bazillion dishes that they leave in their room, and then they decide to bring them down after I've just cleaned the dishes. Annoying. That's what I get annoyed at. It's like never ending washing of the dishes because there's so many people living here, and the house, because I have a large family, that there's always constantly eating, and people eating at different times, and people that are graze eaters, people that are like prep mail in, and it's just there's so much going on. But yeah, I get annoyed at that. And then one more thing, my list of grievances is I will clean the kitchen completely spotless, floor clean, everything put away, clean. And then all of a sudden I'm upstairs and then I smell something cooking and I'm like, oh no, I'm going to wake up and there's going to be a crap ton of dishes in the sink. And guess what? I go downstairs at 6 in the morning, crap ton of dishes in the sink. It happens all the time. But yeah, that's the life of a mom. It's normal.
Anyway. Man.
Jeez. Lick the plate, Chantal.
I don't think I would like this with as many spices.
Really? Come on.
Like cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice. Sometimes I'm in the mood, but sometimes no. Just the flavor of the tomato, like the fresh tomato, and the fresh garlic and onion.
So what are you saying? You are sick of the Middle Eastern fabulous ingredients, Chantal? Is that what you're saying? And you want the Western world style stew? Is that what you're saying?
Honestly, it's just, that's enough. And the beef. So, I have some beef broth left.
That wasn't beef broth.
I'm gonna make, I think, a gravy with it tomorrow, maybe, for some roast chicken and mashed potatoes. Man. And I say this with all sincerity. For some reason, my brain is addicted to the junky fast food, sure. But when I just push myself and make meals, homemade, they're just so much more tasty. Like, they're just so good.
It's true. It is. If she did that more often, 100%. But she said something the other day, and I kind of agreed with her, because she is an addict. And I'm not even going to say a food addict. She's an addict in all aspects, because whatever she gets herself involved in, whether it be a specific type of food, whether it be men, whether it be drugs, whether it be alcohol, she becomes addicted to it. She said that it's hard for people that are food addicts because, she's driving down the street in Kuwait and there's billboard after billboard after billboard of, fast food, come get this new sandwich, whatever. And it's true because I don't really watch regular TV all that much, with commercials and stuff. But when you do watch it, every other commercial is a food commercial. So I can kind of agree. It's hard for people, that have food addiction to kind of break free from it when it's constantly in their face. But yeah, I mean, that's just something that seeking treatment and therapy would probably help her with, but she won't do that.
Like, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so thank you for having dinner with me. I hope you enjoyed this recipe video. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Okay, so that's the end of that. I mean, the recipe looked like the recipe, but it probably didn't taste like it. Like I said, she didn't put the right ingredients in it, but oh well. So anyways, I'm going to leave you here with a few screenshots that I took from her live stream that she did. And she was impersonating, a bunch of reaction channels. And I will say, imitation is the best form of flattery. That's all I got to say about that. Anyways, that's it for me. Oh, did you hear Lady? She's rolling on the bed again. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.